All right, what is up, party people? I'm back. Got the whiteboard. You know what time it is. It's Josiah from thetruetransformation.com, author of Diets Suck, because diets do suck, and host of the True Transformation podcast. Today we're talking about fat burning workouts. And instead of giving you a whole spiel about what the video is going to cover, let's just jump right into the video right now. Okay, I want to talk about fat burning workouts. I had a lot of people reach out and ask me, hey, how do I develop a workout that burns body fat? And so we're going to get into the basics around fat burning workouts today. But I want to, let me adjust the camera. All right, cool. All right, now that the camera's adjusted, you can see I got fat burning workouts written up here. So that's what the topic of today's video is all about. How do we create workouts that burn fat? So I want to address something right off the top. We got to stop thinking about workouts as primarily a fat burning activity, because at the end of the day, workouts serve many different purposes. And one of those purposes is to make our bodies stronger and to basically combat the aging process, right? Because as we get older, our bodies break down. Tissue starts to deteriorate. Our muscle starts to deteriorate, our joints to start to deteriorate, and what we want to do is we want to combat that, right? We literally want to try to stay young, right? Even though technically we are getting older, we want to keep our bodies healthy and able to handle the day-to-day tasks that we go through for as long as possible. We're going to break down what I consider to be the most popular ways of working out, how it can fit into your program, how you can incorporate it. And then at the end, I'll give you some resources if you want to get more detail on how to build fat burning workouts. But let me just clear up one more thing. Workouts, they all burn fat, okay? Every type of workout will burn fat, or at least contribute to fat burning if your calories are set properly, meaning you are burning more calories than you take in on a daily basis. Working out, being active, all that will contribute to the energy demand that's put on your body that will ultimately lead to your body tapping into stored body fat for energy. So you could literally just go for a walk, which we'll talk about, and you'll contribute to the fat burning process. You could go in and lift weights and do powerlifting, do CrossFit, go run a Spartan race. And if you're in a caloric deficit, that activity will contribute to burning fat, and in some cases, burning muscle tissue for energy if your body deems it necessary. But today I'm going to talk about how to structure your workout so that you get the best of both worlds, meaning you are efficiently building quality muscle, you're toning your body, you're strengthening your body so that you look, feel, and perform your best, and you're tapping into body fat as stored energy. So let's talk about the first portion of what I consider to be the true transformation workout system. This is a system that I utilize to train literally thousands of people over the past 15 years, both in person in a gym and online, which is primarily where I help people today. The first area is foundations. Okay, so foundations, and we may add a few things to this list as we go forward. That's why I got my marker here ready to go. But foundations refers to the building blocks of a strong workout program. Because as much as I love health and fitness, I see a lot of programs out there that are basically just thrown together. Somebody who just copied and pasted a workout that they read in a magazine, or they, did a workout on their own and they thought it was cool, or some athlete told them to do this weird workout and they were like, oh, I should just tell everybody to do this workout. Workouts need to be built from the ground up. Just like you were building a house, or if you were building your nutrition plan, you'd want to start from the base, and that's where foundations comes into play. Everybody at some level needs strength and hypertrophy training. What is strength and hypertrophy? Well, strength is simply getting stronger, allowing our bodies to move more resistance, basically being able to handle the demands that we place on our own body by standing and sitting and moving around every day and moving objects or picking up our kids, all the things that require strength and joint and tendon strength. We need to be able to train that in the gym so that we can apply it in real life. I truly believe that everybody, literally everyone, whether you're a top performing athlete or just a stay-at-home mom or an accountant or somebody who delivers packages, doesn't matter what your profession is, strength training is important. Now, I'm gonna do a whole video on how to properly build strength training into your fat loss plan, but strength training needs to be part of the deal, right? So we need to get stronger on movements, and we'll have a whole video on this specific topic. The next part of foundations is hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is building new muscle tissue, right? So basically taking current muscle, breaking it down, and allowing it to rebuild stronger and oftentimes bigger than it was before. Now, before you get all scared and think, oh, I don't want to get big and jacked, right? First thing I want to let you know is that it's really hard to get super jacked. Look around, you don't see a lot of jacked people. Even if you go to the gym, right? You see people working out, you might see a couple, people in there who are jacked and have a lot of muscle, but the majority of people in there are not, right? They're not super muscular. So hypertrophy is really, once again, combating that aging process. The muscle over time will break down if it doesn't get used, right? It's the use it or lose it principle. And as we get older, our bodies just become more efficient. And honestly, muscle tissue isn't the most efficient tissue to have on your body. Why is that? Well, because it requires more calories to support than anything else in your body. So therefore, when you have a lot of muscle, you got to take in a lot of food. The body doesn't think that that's a good game plan for long-term survival because food wasn't always as abundant as it is today. Therefore, muscle at times, if your program isn't structured properly, muscle can be used as fuel because the body doesn't think you need a lot of it. So being very muscular is not a place that the body likes to live. It's not what would be considered homeostasis. It's definitely out of the body's comfort zone. Hypertrophy training needs to be built in at some level just to avoid muscle breakdown over time. This does not mean you need to be a bodybuilder or you need to be this super jacked or buff person. Just building some hypertrophy training into your program will allow you to at least maintain the muscle that you have, which will lead to a healthier metabolism and allow your body to fight disease. Because to be honest, people who carry a good amount of muscle tissue have a better chance of fighting off disease and illness. We can cover, once again, the benefits of muscle, especially when it comes to fat loss, on a future video. But the foundations of your training should be strength and hypertrophy. Now, I didn't include another area that I just want to throw in there that I believe is super important too, and that is movement. Movement training refers to mobility and flexibility, being able to move through different ranges of motion efficiently so that, to be honest, you just feel better each and every day. This should be a baseline part of your foundation program too. So some mobility, flexibility, and just being able to properly move your body through different ranges and different angles will help you just in life and functional movement that you do every single day. Let's jump over to cardio, because a lot of people are going to ask about cardio. Cardio is basically the fat burning go-to for most people. Oh, I want to lose weight. Well, we jump on the treadmill, we jump on the step mill, we jump on the elliptical or the spin class, and we start pedaling our ass off and we're hoping to burn fat. Now, cardio is great, and if used properly, can be a tremendous tool when it comes to burning fat. Typically, why do people prescribe, or why do fitness professionals prescribe cardio? Well, it's because most people live a sedentary lifestyle. They're not moving a lot during the day. They're sitting at a desk, they're sitting at their car, they're sitting at home on their couch, they're sitting down for meals. They're just not doing enough activities to support fat burning. They have to go low calorie to lose fat because they're not tapping into those energy demands that the body wants in order to burn fat. So they start to prescribe cardio to people because that's going to get them moving more, right? They say, hey, go walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes, go on the step mill for 15 minutes. That's more movement than that person's normally doing in the day. Now, cardio is also important for heart health, but you don't need to go overboard with cardio if you're NEAT. Okay, if you see over here, NEAT, N-E-A-T, stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Just a fancy term for all the movement and activity you do when you're not working out. So you have an hour in the gym. What are you doing with the other 23 hours of the day? Probably sleeping for a good chunk of it, but then the rest, what are you doing? Are you moving around at all? Are you getting activity in? My recommendation, 90 minutes of movement per day. Now, this doesn't mean you need to go on a jog for 90 minutes, doesn't mean you need to go on a walk for 90 minutes. It could mean you break this up into 10 to 15 minute intervals, 30-minute intervals, whatever works for you. This could include a workout of some kind, but 90 minutes of movement will help you with your cardiovascular health as well as just longevity, literally living a longer period of time. If you move for 90 minutes a day, you're pretty much set when it comes to movement, all right? Now, it doesn't mean you can't do more, doesn't mean we can't build in more into this workout plan, but movement 90 minutes a day will almost guarantee that you're living a healthy, active lifestyle. Some people can handle more, but I would say minimum 90 minutes a day. The different types of cardio that I recommend for people, there's 2 types that I recommend. LIST cardio, low intensity, steady state, okay? This is where we're just going for a walk, okay? Just going for a walk, getting outside, getting sunlight if possible, talking, listening to a podcast, listening to an audiobook, or just spending some time in quiet, taking in your surrounding, almost a form of meditation. But walking does a lot for health. I'm not going to get into the benefits of walking in depth in this video, but I recommend everybody at least walk 30 minutes a day. This factors into your NEAT. 30 minutes a day of walking is my recommendation. The other type of cardio that we often use in people's plans, we don't use it all the time because it will start to tax you and will tap into your recovery ability, is HIIT, high intensity interval training. There's been a lot of people use the word HIIT in their marketing, or gyms using the word HIIT when they describe the way they put together their workout classes. HIIT refers to going all out intensity, 100% intensity for a very short period of time. So something like sprinting as fast as you can on the treadmill, or more than likely doing something off the treadmill like riding a bike as fast as you can, literally sprinting outside as fast as you can, doing a row machine as fast as you can, usually for 10 to 30 seconds max. 30 seconds is pushing it, right? Because typically you're not going to be able to maintain that high level of threshold when it comes to your intensity. You're starting to have to bring that down. People can't keep that max intensity for that long. So you're going to go for 10 to 30 seconds max effort, followed by recovery. Everybody's recovery period is going to be different. You could literally do nothing for 2 minutes. You could row or bike or whatever at a very slow pace. The idea is to bring your heart rate down, bring your breathing back to normal before you go again. Everybody's recovery is going to be different here. That is called an interval. So high intensity interval training. So high intensity, max effort, the interval, 10 to 15 seconds followed by recovery. Usually 4 to 6 times, however long it took you. If you went 15 seconds, resting for at least a minute, minute and a half is a good idea. I rarely incorporate HIIT into clients' training more than 2 times per week. It taxes the central nervous system. It can impact recovery. Not everybody can handle a lot of HIIT training. To be honest, if you get the foundations right and you include enough NEAT and low intensity steady state, you're gonna be in a really good place. Let's hop over here and talk about finishers. What exactly are finishers? This is something that a lot of people utilize in their training. We utilize it in the True Transformation training system. And this is towards the end of a workout to build in some conditioning and metabolic work. How does finishers work? We're gonna do a whole video on finishers, but I wanna break this down as simple as possible. Finishers refers to incorporating some athletic movement, some bodybuilding style movements, and some potential plyometric work or just skill work into a circuit fashion, sometimes done for time, right? So sometimes having a time limit, or sometimes doing it on a clock. So every minute doing a certain amount of work and then resting for whatever is left of that minute. Sometimes it's combining all those factors and doing a longer workout. An example would be like something where you did box jumps, maybe 10 box jumps, and then you did 10 push-ups, and then you did 10 squats. And then you rest for 30 seconds and you go again. And you do that continuously for 10 minutes. It's gonna get your heart rate up. It's almost high intensity interval training, but not quite. It's more of like that medium between foundational training and HIIT. It's not the high intensity stuff. It's not gonna destroy you. It could be high intensity for some people, but in reality, if you program it correctly, it's just going to push your conditioning, the ability to handle more workload in a shorter period of time, or the ability to handle multiple movements in different energy systems in the same period of time. So push-ups with running, This is kind of falling into the CrossFit world. Here's the problem I have though with a lot of CrossFit programming workouts like this is they don't build in the skill factor. They just tell everybody, hey, this is the workout of the day, go do it. Some gyms can obviously scale to people's beginner level if needed, but a lot of times people are just trying to do the same workout. Not everybody can handle the same type of finisher. Advanced trainer who has a lot of skill, who can do handstand push-ups or something like that, could handle a very advanced finishing exercise pattern, right? Or someone who's a beginner who can't even do a push-up isn't gonna be able to handle some of these more advanced metabolic conditioning. I don't bring in conditioning and metabolic conditioning all the time to people's training programs. This is something we do to build intensity, to build training volume, right? How much work they're doing in a session. Oftentimes we use it for home workouts because space is limited, they don't have a lot of equipment, and so we gotta get creative with building a workout that burns more calories and jump starts the intensity. We also do it to prevent boredom. A lot of times people get bored with doing the same workout. A lot of the foundational stuff is gonna be somewhat boring, right? Where you're doing a lot of progressive overload. You're trying to get stronger at certain movements over time. You're doing a lot of same type of movement patterns. And it can seem a little bit like cumbersome, but it's very effective if you're consistent. How do we build fun into things? Well, we have finishers, and then we talk about fun over here, and this is the last part I'm gonna talk about in a second. But with finishers, once again, don't need to do it every single time. You can even do a finisher for a specific body part, right? If you're trying to improve your arms, you could pick 3 or 4 arm exercises and do them back to back to back, almost like a giant set, maybe going for time, doing something where it's almost Tabata style fashion where you're going, 10 seconds on, rest 20 seconds. The possibilities are endless with finishers. We do a lot of finishers in all of our programs. So if you're interested in that, you can contact me below in the information in the video. Last but not least, let's talk about fun. I strongly believe that health and fitness is not meant to just be spent in a gym. You're not just supposed to work out in your garage. You're supposed to get out there and utilize the world as your gym. Literally, you should think about anywhere you are, you can work out. Okay, so this is one of the things I tell my clients. When it comes to training and fitness, you don't need to be a part of a fancy club. You don't need to have a perfect home workout. You can literally get this done wherever you are. And I encourage all of you to build some fun into your program. This could be a new challenge. This could be learning a new skill that requires you to be active. This could be just getting out and experiencing nature. This could be learning how to surf, or learning how to wakeboard, or anything, paddleboarding, hiking, mountain climbing, whatever it is, go do it. Like currently I'm doing boxing, doing jiu-jitsu. I'm gonna get into some more things too. Like I'm running Spartan races this year. I'm running 4 Spartan races. That's fitness. You shouldn't just stick yourself in a gym box and go, this is all I'm gonna do. Now, if that's your thing, you're passionate about it and you love it, go for it, right? But I still encourage you to get out there and try something new, at least from time to time. It's gonna pay off. And to be honest, it's gonna help contribute to fat loss and staying lean, because the more active you are, the more calories your body's gonna burn, and the easier it's gonna be to stay lean and to get lean. Build some fun into your workout program, especially on days like where you're just trying to be off from the gym, but you wanna stay active. Schedule something new. Go try a new class somewhere. Go do some yoga. Like, get out there and make the world your fitness gym. That is it. Hopefully this video gave you an insight into fat burning workouts. Look, I have a lot of programs for you, so I've linked out some things in the description. You can go check out my digital programs. You can get my book, Diet Suck, for free if you're just trying to dial in your nutrition and you want some ideas on how to build a nutrition plan that works forever. And if you want to just contact me and talk about coaching and what programs we offer, we have the True 8 Challenge that will come up again in March. We do have one-on-one coaching opportunities. Just reach out, let me know. Leave a comment in the video if there's other topics you want me to cover, and I will on a future video. That's all I got for you today. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the little subscribe button, and I will talk to you on a future video. Peace.